The room is empty now, stripped of the urgency that just defined it. The chaotic rhythm of the code has finally faded into a heavy, static, and clinical stillness. The team has dispersed back into the dark hallways to find their next task. But you remain here, standing in the silent center of the storm's aftermath. Your adrenaline is receding like a cold retreating tide across the sand. It leaves behind a hollow, heavy ache in your chest that only you can feel. The floor is still cluttered with plastic wrappers and discarded gloves. These are the physical echoes of the battle you just fought in the name of duty. This is the specific moment where the weight of the front line actually lands. Long before the next call comes over the radio to demand your focus again, take a deep, deliberate breath and center your spirit in this transition. You have given all that was required. This is more than enough for tonight. The silence of the hospital corridor at 3 a.m. is often heavier than the noise of the emergency ever was. It is a dense, physical presence that rings in your ears. Your hands are perfectly steady as you walk toward the break room, but your chest feels as if it is holding the weight of a ghost you cannot see. You are carrying the cumulative weight of the last 20 minutes, a specific load that no one else in this brightly lit hallway can truly perceive or understand. This is the silent tax of the front line, paid in small, jagged pieces of your own peace. It is the cost of standing where others fear to look. Acknowledging the weight you carry is not a sign of failure or weakness. It is a clinical requirement for long-term endurance in this hypersure environment. Stand tall in your fatigue and breathe through the tightness. You have fulfilled your duty. You did exactly what was yours to do in that room. In the cold aftermath of the crisis, you must return your mind to the dichotomy of control. This is the foundation of your mental and emotional survival. You had absolute control over the depth of the compressions, the timing of the medications, and the steady focus you provided to your clinical team today. However, you did not control the underlying pathology of the patient, the timing of their arrival, or the final silent decision made by fate itself. To demand a different outcome than the one that has already occurred is a futile war against reality. It only serves to drain your remaining emotional strength. True peace is found in the narrow, disciplined space where you realize your duty was fully fulfilled, regardless of how the final rhythm on the monitor ended. Take a breath and let the tension leave your shoulders. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a vital part of the warrior's cycle. Now comes the rigorous demand of the paperwork, the clinical autopsy of the event. Every word you type is a step toward making the chaos make sense. Every sentence you document is a way of externalizing the trauma, physically moving the weight of the event from your heart and into the digital chart. Be cold and precise with the facts of the intervention, but do not allow the heavy emotions of the room to bleed into your data entries. This final documentation is your necessary ritual of the shift-it, is a formal way to close the physical file on the life you tried to save. Once that screen eventually goes dark, the event must stay within the machine. It no longer belongs to your spirit. It belongs to the permanent record. Stand up and step away from the desk with a clear mind. You have done all that was yours to do. The ritual is complete. Beware the seductive pull of the what-if trap. It is a persistent thief that steals your sleep and robs you of your future clinical focus. Ruminating on the idea of perfection in a fundamentally chaotic world is a form of vanity that a frontline professional simply cannot afford to indulge. Remind yourself that you are a human being, operating within strict physical limits, not a god with absolute power over the mystery of life and death. To second-guess a hyper-sure, split-second decision with the luxury of hindsight is a lie you tell yourself. You acted with the information you had. Forgive your human limits and choose to honor the massive effort you gave when the room was loud and the stakes were at their highest. Consciously release the outcome to the universe. You have given enough for tonight. Let the darkness of the shift stay behind you as you leave. Washing your hands at the end of a heavy shift is more than just hygiene. It is a vital Stoic reset for your mind and soul. Feel the cold water as it flows over your skin, carrying away the physical and emotional residue of the battle you just fought in that room. As the white soap disappears down the dark drain, visualize your personal attachment to the results of the shift disappearing along with it forever. You are cleansing yourself so that you can return to your personal life without carrying the sterile, heavy scent of the hospital back to your home. You are being made clean and ready for the next person, who will surely need your strength and your clear, focused mind. When tomorrow comes, walk away from the sink with a light heart. Rest is not a weakness. It is the fuel that allows you to endure the front line. The parking garage is vast and quiet, and the distant city lights are glowing soft and amber through the early morning mist of the city. The long, clinical hallways are far behind you now, and your mind is slowly narrowing its focus to the simple, restorative comforts of your home. You have fulfilled your duty to the absolute best of your human ability. There is nothing more that could have been asked of you today. Tonight's work is now a closed and finished file. Tomorrow's heavy work is a story that has not yet been written. Leave it for tomorrow. Go now into the stillness of your own life and reclaim the peace you have earned through your labor and your quiet, steady endurance. You did exactly what was yours to do. Close your eyes and rest. This is enough for tonight. Rest is not a sign of weakness.